You ever think you know someone completely, only to wake up one day and realize everything you believed was a lie? That's exactly what happened to me, and what I'm about to share with you will make you question the people closest to you. My wife, Emily, always had this bubbly, fun-loving side, the kind of woman everyone adored at parties. At first, I thought it was part of her charm, part of what made me fall in love with her. But as the years went by, that charm started to feel different, almost dangerous, like a storm building quietly behind a sunny sky. We were married for 6 years, and on the surface, everything looked perfect. We had a house, jobs we liked, friends we trusted. Emily loved to go out, but I never thought much of it. I told myself she deserved to have fun, that our marriage didn't need to be suffocating. But sometimes, I noticed subtle things, text messages she quickly hid, calls she pretended were from work, sudden outfits she said were just for fun when she went out with friends. At first, I brushed it off. I told myself I was overthinking. One night, I came home early from work because of a last-minute meeting cancellation. I walked in, expecting the quiet hum of our house, but instead, I found Emily dressed in this dazzling, tight-fitting dress, laughing and flirting with a group of people I didn't know in our living room. My heart sank. I asked who they were, and she said, with a smile that now feels like poison, that it was just a little party with some friends. I didn't yell. I didn't storm out. I just watched, and for the first time, I saw the other side of her, the side that didn't care about boundaries, about the promises we had made, about me. I felt a mixture of anger and disbelief, but something inside me told me I needed to see more before reacting. Over the next few weeks, I started noticing patterns. Late-night texts, sudden work trips, and stories that never quite added up. She was acting like a party girl without consequences, thinking she could push every limit while still holding onto the security of our marriage. That's when I realized Emily didn't just enjoy attention, she thrived on it. And worst of all, she believed she could have it all without losing anything. One Friday night, everything changed. She told me she was going to a friend's birthday party downtown, a small gathering she insisted I didn't need to worry about. But something in her tone, that careless, excited energy, pushed me over the edge. I decided to follow her. I rented a car, tailed her from a distance, my mind racing with fear, anger, and a strange, sick curiosity. She led me to a club I had never heard her mention before. From the street, I watched her walk in, laughing with a man I didn't recognize. Not just talking, there was an intimacy in the way they leaned toward each other, the way he held her hand. My stomach dropped. My hand shook. I thought I had imagined it, but I knew the truth. I didn't confront her immediately. I watched from the shadows, letting the night unfold. She danced, laughed, and kissed him. And in that moment, I understood everything, the texts, the lies, the excitement she craved at my expense. She had been living a double life right in front of me, believing she could play both worlds and not get caught. When I finally confronted her, it wasn't dramatic. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I looked her in the eyes and said, calmly, I know what you've been doing. She laughed, nervously at first, then tried to charm me like she always did. But this time, her charm didn't work. I had seen too much. I told her she needed to leave, that our marriage was over. The anger in her eyes told me she had never expected this moment. She thought she was untouchable. She was wrong. The aftermath was messy. Friends took sides, family whispered behind closed doors, and I spent countless nights replaying every lie, every betrayal. But through all of it, I realized something important. I didn't lose myself in the chaos. I stood my ground, reclaimed my home, and most importantly, my dignity. Emily's party girl days were over, and so was her chance to manipulate me any longer. I want you to understand something: marriage isn't a game. It's not a playground for selfish thrills. When someone thinks they can live two lives, enjoy freedom without responsibility, they forget that actions have consequences. Emily thought she could act wild, flirt, cheat, and still keep the security of a committed relationship. She thought she was untouchable, above the rules, beyond the reach of accountability. She was wrong, and watching her realize that, watching the facade crumble, was a mixture of sorrow and vindication I'll never forget. If there's one lesson I want you to take from this story, it's this: don't ignore the signs. Don't dismiss the little lies, the hidden calls, the texts that vanish too quickly. People reveal their true selves in moments you might not notice, and sometimes the truth hits harder than you ever imagined. I loved Emily once. I believed in her. But loving someone doesn't mean letting them destroy you while they chase their selfish pleasures. In the end, I walked away, stronger, wiser, and more cautious than before. Emily? She kept chasing parties, flirting, living for attention, but now without me. And I don't miss her. Not a single bit. Sometimes, the people closest to us think they can act without consequences, that they can live in two worlds at once. But life has a way of catching up with them. And for Emily, the party girl who thought she could stay married and have it all, reality arrived faster than she ever imagined.